also known as Mr. Car Sound. This is my E92 M3 Club Sport build. It's super loud and it's super fun to drive, and you're watching Answered. So the reason why I bought an E92 M3 is partially intentional, right? So the car that I had before this was a F10 550i. That was a 4.4 liter twin turbo V8. It was a 2011, it was the first model. Got the car with 12,000 miles, sold it for $1,000 more after 3 years of driving it, 2 years of driving it. And then I initially wanted to buy a 2014, 15 or 16 version of that same car because it was a nice car, you know, it was really reliable. Budget wasn't too bad, but I was like, let me change it up. Let me get a manual M3, E92 M3. It's about the same budget. I was doing a bunch of searching for cars. I found some in like $27,000, $28,000 range, but you know, my dad at the time, he said, you know what, son, I'll help you find a nice car if it's manual and it's clean. So if it's a little bit above your budget, I'll pitch in a little bit and you can pay me back later. So I found this. This was a sunroof red auto with 30,000 miles. Literally not the car that I was intending to buy, but I hit up the owner and I said, hey, you know, like I had 30,000 to my name at the time. So I hit up the owner, I said, would you take 37? And he said, just come look at the car. So I told my dad, and then he found out it was an auto. He said it was red. He said, it's a girl's color. Don't buy it. I'm not gonna help you with the budget. So I'm like, dude, I have an appointment with this guy at 6:30 to go pick up the car. So basically, I told the guy that I'm gonna pull out. I can't afford the car, even 37, you know, I got 30 grand to my name. Basically a couple back and forth conversation. He basically said, come take the car for 31. And I was mind blown. So we went, we checked the car out, did a quick test drive. I ended up taking it for 30. The car had 30,000 miles on it. It was a sunroof auto, Melbourne red. I'd literally never seen a Melbourne red car before. And we're here now. My favorite part about this car is just the overall package that you're getting with the car. This was my daily driver for 2.5 years. Now it's only my track car. You can build it into a track car. You can daily it. You can build a street build out of it. You can do whatever you want with this thing, right? The MPG is not too bad either. Like I average 26 miles a gallon on the freeway, like 15 or 16 on the street. It's just what you're getting as a car itself. Very versatile. But if I had to like single out one specific thing about this car that I really, really like, it's gotta be this exhaust. This is a immaculate exhaust. This is the IPE F1 exhaust system. It's a very exclusive system and it sounds ridiculous. That's just probably one word I could describe it as. It's ridiculous. You don't want to be too close to it from the back. It will damage your ears. It's that loud and the tone is very nice. You get a lot of the high pitch harmonic resonance frequencies that come with this engine. IP did a great job with this exhaust. So that's like my favorite thing about this car. My least favorite thing about this car is from stock, how it has pretty much not enough torque for what you're getting, right? You're getting 295 foot-pounds of torque to the crank, which is even less to the wheel. I've solved this problem by supercharging the car. We now have a ESS tuning G1 supercharger system running on pump 91 octane in California. Should be making somewhere around 600 horsepower to the crank. Probably a little bit less, a little bit more, just depending on the weather or altitude or whatever. But yeah, stock, these cars don't have that much torque. It has a decent amount of power, but you're not getting a nice little kick in your butt whenever you hammer on the gas. You do now after 5,500 RPMs, but then again, it just feels like a slightly larger naturally aspirated motor, which is like what I like. The supercharger definitely helped solve that problem. So the modifications on this car are quite extensive. I'm just gonna walk you guys through front to back and do an overview as best as I can, going through everything. First of all, the entire car has been painted a different color. So it was Melbourne red before. Now it's my own version of a metallic Emola, which I call MCS or Mr. Car Sounds red. We did the entire car, refinished it, and then going up to the top, the roof was sunroof. Now it's a carbon roof. We'll get into that a little bit more. Front to back. So GT4 style carbon fiber lip. We have these F80 style grills. That was like probably one of the first things that I did to this car. This is the 5th lip on this car just because of wear and usage, daily driving it. This one's lasted the longest because I don't put that many miles on the car anymore, but there's a lot. Let's get into it. The headlights. These headlights were the first thing that I hand built. Like I did these myself. It has a carbon fiber shroud inside. dual larger angel eyes. Let me light these up for you so you could see. Larger angel eyes. It has demon eyes inside as well. Like inside of the bulbs, the colors change. I disconnected that harness just for right now. I was doing some other work on it, but custom paint matched with the same exact car paint, striped bezel on the edge. This took 2 weeks to do. It was a very extensive process, but let me not take too long on that. Let's move over to the coolers. This car has a full DO88 big pack cooling system on the car, which helped a lot with track temperatures. It would get very hot. It never overheated on me. I just wanted to be safe, putting better coolers on the car. This is an expansion tank. Came off like a Honda clutch cylinder as an overflow. You have a hose going in there just so we don't make a mess on the track, because this does like overfill and it gets very nasty. Let's see here, going to the shock tower. This is the Öhlins dedicated track coilovers provided by Fitment Industries. All the parts on this car have been sponsored, more or less. Öhlins dedicated track coilovers, running their own camber plates. And then going into the brakes and a little bit more of the suspension setup, I have a little bit of SPL control arms. This has the SPL sway bar end links on the car to maximize my aggressive alignment in the front. I'm running Bridgestone RE71 RS tires on the Apex VS5 RS wheels in Motorsport Gold, fitted to the ZL1 1LE Signature Works big brake kit, 380 millimeters in the front, 362 in the back. It's a 6 and 4 pot respectively, running on soon to be, these are trash brake pads, but soon to be Ferodo 111 brake pads. Moving to up here, we have the Flossmann fender from Germany. This is a full carbon fiber M3 GTR fender. It's fully functional. The vents are cut open underneath and on the side here. This is my third windshield on this car. Let's go to the carbon mirror caps. These are actually the OEM off the car. I just had them re-cleared. In the 1x1 weave, they actually make 2 weaves factory, the 1x1 and the 2x2. But yeah, this is a factory mirror cap, carbon fiber. Carbon roof. This was a big process, okay? This car was a sunroof model before. Now it's a carbon roof. I just decided to do it because it looks cool and it's a lot lighter, like after I held the sunroof mechanism in my hand. My car, it's all torn apart. What are we gonna do? I'm gonna come for you Porsche boys. This is what we're gonna do. That's what we're gonna do. Make this thing fast as wow. Weight savings. Did the carbon roof with the center brace, welded the brace, and then whenever we go into the interior, I'll show you how that changed the inside of the car. Moving to the back quarter panel. This is just a lot. This is the Carbon Productions wing from Germany. It's a full carbon hollow functional wing. I have reinforcement plates underneath my trunk to make sure that it doesn't bend and fold the trunk. The trunk itself is a full carbon Amuse Ericsson style trunk. It takes a lot of weight off actually, and we paint matched it to the car, left some carbon bits on the duct lid and the trunk area. The whole car is also PPF'd by the Ceramic Pro guys at Burtex in Torrance. They did a fantastic job, protected the entire car. I have M3 GTR drag reduction system, like cutout vents there. That is very common in Germany on the Nürburgring track tools, so I thought I would do it as well. And then the exhaust, as previously mentioned, is the full IPE F1 system, basically coming from my headers. It splits off my cats all the way back. So the only thing that I have is a center sectioned X pipe with a hole going through it and some mufflers that regulate the valves. It's valved. Let me see, am I missing anything? And the elephant in the room, this livery was inspired by the G82 M4 GT3 that currently races for BMW. We just adapted it to the shapes and body lines of this car. Good friend of mine, Eric at Palad Wraps, he did the entire design. He wrapped the car himself and he did a fantastic job. Let me walk you through the interior. There's a good amount inside as well. This forged carbon interior trim was one of the first things I also did. Bought it off eBay actually, and it's quite nice. I'm having my grandma reupholster Alcantara bits so we can replace it with Alcantara. But speaking of my grandma, she actually reupholstered my Recaro pole position FIA inserts. She stitched these herself. It's a nice little touch. I like to have a little bit of my family into the car. It's also why I will never sell it on my own will. She also did my shift knob stitching. The shift knob also has carbon fiber, like a little like an attachment to it, the cover, carbon fiber cover, carbon fiber handbrake. These are the, like I said, Recaro FIA pole positions. This one's bolted to the chassis of the car so it doesn't move, it doesn't go front and back. I recently also put this Pinnacle Motorsport T51 aluminum half cage in the car. They make a lighter solution for cage systems and they're proven to be tested on the Nürburgring. It's a really good system right here. I have sawbelt harness on the driver's side. JQ Works Mad Trace steering wheel with magnetic paddle shifters. Everything works, everything's fully functional. I'm actually working with a good friend of mine who's in circuitry to do the valve button on the exhaust on this Sport right here. I can connect it with the existing connectors inside of the factory harness. It's really nice. Yeah, let's see here. I have more forged carbon here with a painted pinstripe going across my doors. Am I missing anything? Oh yeah, look at the headliner real quick. This headliner is fully Alcantara, and this is the same headliner that I had on my car when the car had a sunroof. There was a massive hole right here. I had a professional kind of cover the hole and just go over it with Alcantara. She did a fantastic job, and I was able to retain my factory headliner. But yeah, if you look in the back, I also don't have rear seats. I decided to take them out. I'm trying to work on a solution for that as well. I had like a little janky ambient lighting system I bought off of Amazon for 20 bucks, but that's just still in there for shits and giggles. Yeah, if I'm missing anything, I think I got everything, honestly. It's a lot, sorry.